Hey, it's Ebony, another episode of R&B Vibes for Q. And, let me just flat out, Lady Wray. Lady freaking Wray. That's the best introduction I can give to y'all. How are you?
I am beautiful. I am blessed. I am back home from tour to reunite with my little baby. Well, she's not a little. She's a big baby now. She's my little crumb snatcher. She's 7 years old. So I'm
Mm.
doing very well. I cannot
Can,
complain.
can I tell you why I'm so stumped by you? Why I'm so amazed by you?
You can tell me, Ebony.
I think because I really think you are the purest form and definition of a fighter.
Oh,
If there is a fighter, if there is you have that definition in your mind, you have a face, a picture, it's going to be Lady Ray. She is a fighter, someone that keeps coming back and doesn't stop and doesn't know when to quit. That
amen. I don't.
I have to know this tenacious and very fighter, so fight to survive, all that spirit. Have you always been like that? What keeps you fighting? But two questions.
Oh, okay. What keeps me fighting is the doubts, the naysayers. And that's
Mm,
always been from the beginning, as early as maybe 16, 15, 16, like doing talent shows before I met Missy Elliott. I just was that girl that, the concrete rose, like in the concrete jungle, is a
mhm.
beautiful rose. And that was me. And I was just always told, you're short, you're too dark, as other people coming out to sound like you and da da da. And I just was always like, but what about me? What about me as an entity? And I've always been just fighting just to, not even to prove. I think I want to just prove it to myself. I think that's what it is. It's kind of like a little bit of trauma in the breath of it. A
Mhm.
little bit of trauma from just getting started in the music business so early, and just being so young and naive and not really having um my own. When I was young, I didn't really have my own thing. You know what I mean? It was always like
Yeah.
I'm a protege or I'm a muse, or and now I think the fight is just to, just to stay. The fight really is right now, like I think back then it was just to get my voice heard, and I think right now it's just to let people know I'm not going anywhere, and I want them to hear the messages and all of the things that I've endured in my journey, and that they are not alone.
Mhm.
I might be a singer, but I endure the same things as anybody else. I'm very transparent. I wear my heart on my sleeve. All the things that I've experienced from the beginning to now, it's been like trials and tribulations, and I feel like just putting those things down and just being transparent and just being very relatable, not knowing that I'm being relatable. I'm just writing from where I come from and my
Yeah.
standpoint. But then when I see other people and I meet my fans, and just even my family will call me and be like, "Oh my girl, you that song you wrote, it just touched me." And I'm like, and I'll listen back to it and it touched me too. So, I might be writing these songs for the world, but it touches me and it heals me as well. And not knowing what I'm doing is healing myself as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. It's therapy with music. It's
Yeah.
definitely healing with songwriting and all of it. But I
Right.
find it interesting that let's take a flashback for a moment. When you're in your teens and you're doing this in the music industry, it's not just fighting to have your hand raised, but also fighting to understand yourself. Doing
Right.
two of those things at the same time, when do you feel like you found yourself or your sound? Was it when you finally had that track with Make It Hot, or was it
No.
when was that moment for you?
No. Even I tell everybody this. I heard Make It Hot in the studio, and I was the first one to say I did not like it. And I remember telling Missy, I was like, I didn't like it. I mean, I was young and I just didn't understand. And it probably was the lyrics, because
Mm,
I wasn't writing my own lyrics back then, and I was just starting to do a little bit of writing, but I didn't know writing. I did like a little micro splash of a song on that album. But I think when I
yeah.
found my voice, it was in 2006, and this is when everybody had disappeared out of my life. I moved to from Virginia to Atlanta with my stepsister, and I remember when she left, it was so quiet and nobody was around, and nobody. I mean, not that I wanted to call anybody, but I felt like if I was to call anyone, they wouldn't pick up anyway. And in that
Mhm.
time, I remember being so high up and then just plummeting down so far. And I was alone. I had no car. I wasn't even getting the royalties that I was supposed to be getting. I was really like, you think I'm fighting. I was really like trying to survive in Atlanta. I had got a small apartment and I didn't know anybody there. And in that time, it was quiet. It was very still. And I began to hear who I was, began to see who I was, how I can maneuver on my own, take care of myself, survive. And that's when I felt that voice from God was like, I got you no matter what. And then I think when I heard that voice, everybody started coming from out of nowhere. I would go out and I would meet other artists, Jazzy Faye.
Mhm.
I mean, I was meeting everybody down to see Era and everybody. Tyrese, he ran into me in the studio, and I think that pivotal moment, I think Facebook was kind of like really starting to get popping, and I would read all the comments and what all my fans were saying, and in that time, I began to know who I was because nobody was around me. It was nothing. It was just me, myself, and my mind. And I was began to write songs and wondering where everybody was. You know, I'm like, where is everybody? And God was like, I got you. This is the time of your healing. This is the time that you need to know who you are. And it was
Yeah.
in 2006 when I began to know who I was as an adult, as an artist, without anyone. I didn't need anyone to be around me. I didn't need to feel what's the word, validated. I knew who I was. And I think people need to spend time with themselves. They
Mm.
really do. People need to really take some time and spend
They
some
do.
time. I'm telling you, it was quiet, and I had moments. It was quiet in my place, and I remember hearing like laying down and hearing like my brother's voice, and he would call. I don't know if you ever been like sleep and you hear like your name being called.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
in that week he moved to come stay with me, and then we got it popping. We was in Atlanta writing. We had writing sessions. We were. I feel like I was back because I had my family back around me, and but it was 2006 when I discovered who Nicole Wray deep down inside, who she really was.
It's funny to me that you went towards your faith. I celebrate that because
Yeah.
I would have went straight to anger. All right, somebody,
Yeah,
somebody
no.
getting cussed out
Somebody
today.
you know, I'm a very peaceful person. I have a lot of I have a lot of when I say patience, you
Yeah,
say fighter, patience and fighter is right there because I've endured so much in my life, and I've had a lot of patience with people, with my career, with in relationships, with family, with so much patience. And I think that's what really that's what sets me apart.
mm,
That's because a lot of artists, they will get upset. Like you said, they will get upset. They would go to cussing out the label. They would take to Facebook. They would take to social media. I got me a Bible. I would pray, and I knew who I was, and I knew I needed to be quiet and silent in that time and just dedicate my time to writing. Because I had this manager, and he was like, "You need to start writing." I was
yeah.
already writing before then, but everybody wanted to kind of do what they wanted to do with me as the protege. But as I got older, I started having these, situations and real life drama happening in my life, and I could write about it. And I didn't no longer need anybody to write my own story.
Man, God bless you, girl. Because I'm sitting here like, when I tell you, I would have been at everybody's house just banging on the doors, cussing them out. Somebody's car would have got burnt up.
Oh
It
yeah,
would
I
have been.
wanted to. My feelings was more hurt than anything, and
Yeah.
that's when I realized that no one's really your friend, really truly in the business. You have to be
Mm,
your own friend. You know what I mean? You have to be your own friend and look out for yourself and make sure that you take care of yourself first and foremost, because it was nights I've heard artist stories. I've heard a lot of artists that I've known, that I was around, and I hear their stories, and it's like it's a lot of trauma there. And it's like I wanted to be always be able to lay down and go to sleep. And in 2006, I could lay down and go to sleep and knew that I didn't do anything wrong.
mm,
I was given a talent that a lot of people were either scared or they were just intimidated and they didn't know what to do with. They didn't know what to do
yeah.
with. But I know what I needed to do, and I needed to keep singing and keep getting to get to this stage of my career, to have these songs, these inner arm songs where I can just reach out and just give someone a hug through my vocals, which I call it like healing. And I needed to get to that point because I'm telling you, it was times where they and when I say they, it's the industry. Sometimes it's beautiful and then it's kind of dark, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you hear these voices, and they like, you can't make it, you won't make it, You're never gonna make it. This person has made it before you. This person is further than you. You may as well give up. And I never gave up because I would hear those things. I would hear people, I would be in meetings and people would tell me what someone else has said about me or my career. And I would just be like, they don't know who I am. And I have to keep going. And that's where that fighter comes from inside of me.
The tears. When I tell you I want to cry right now with you, like because I relate so much. I think we all do, and
Yeah,
it's crazy how you will have somebody beside you, and you're thinking they're rocking with you, they're your friend,
right.
and they over there plotting against you.
Plotting against you and ready to put somebody else in front of you. And
Man,
you're giving your all. You're giving your all. You're being gracious. You're being thankful, and they don't see it. But you know what? It's something written across our foreheads that says blessed, and that door isn't for me. That door isn't for me,
you
so
throw
that
it
door
all on
will
her.
close. That child is blessed. Okay, that child is blessed. So we're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna shut that door, but we're gonna open up the other door that she can walk through and she can be herself. Or they can be themselves. That's what happened. That's part of my journey. Like doors would shut, and I would be so sad, and I would bite my tongue because
Mm.
it's always been a platform now. It's always been a platform you can get on here and cuss people out, throw
Yep,
people under
yep.
throw people under the bus. But that's not me. I wanted people to see me shine and see who I am, the real true me, instead of going to bash somebody else when it was not even my door to even go through.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Ooh,
my
it
door to
wasn't even
go
your
through.
door.
You know,
It wasn't your door.
it wasn't my door.
If girl, thank God you're not here. I would have thrown the whole book at you. I would have thrown everything at you. I have a throwing
Right.
spirit when I feel good. I just want to throw things at you right
Just
now.
want to throw stuff.
It wasn't your
Yes.
door. Y'all, at some point, okay, listen, tithes and offering will be collected. I want my 10%. Now listen, you what gets me is you just said that it wasn't your door. And I feel like we look at our yesterday sometimes and we get but like we talked about, we get upset and we feel like, man, if that only happened to me then, if it
Mm,
happened to me then, I would have been so much prepared for now. But sometimes you have to go through some problems and traumas and tribulations of your yesterday to get to your today.
that's
And look
right.
at you. And
Look
look
at
at
me.
you.
It's a beautiful blessing. It is. It is. I just want to find the fans of yesterday. And because a lot of people still don't know that I go by Lady Ray. And
Mhm.
they'll see me, oh, that's Nicole Ray. I didn't know she was still singing. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I really never stopped. My catalog is so crazy. I have so many albums, some unreleased. I have mixtapes, some out, some unreleased. And I keep telling people one day I'm gonna get a hold to all this music and just put it out because it's so
Mhm.
much music that I have that when I hear it, I feel sad, I feel uplifted. And I remember when I was that young girl, like crying out in song, crying out. And but those songs never saw the light of day because, like I said, that wasn't my door.
Yeah, yeah,
God was
yeah.
preparing me for this now to be able to write the songs of today, what I'm feeling. All of those years, I combined all of that pain and all of that journey into the albums and all the music. Because I have songs, I'm like, I wish this came out, and I listen to it, and I'm like, I don't even know if those people were. I was supposed to even be rocking with those people. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
It
mhm.
was. I felt good in that time, but like I said, that wasn't my door. And now all these things that I've ever felt, it's still in me. You know what I mean? It's still in me. I
Yeah.
still remember. We don't forget now. You can forgive, but you don't forget. And
Girl,
some lyrics that I have could come from the past. And I'm like, why am I writing this? Because it's still in me. And then somebody
yeah.
might need to hear it. You know what I mean? So
I love you. Okay.
I love you.
I'm gonna say that about 15 times in the
Ebony.
interview. I just love you. I really do. I
Oh,
love her. I want to hug you. I need you to know that when I see you, when you come, she's coming to Nashville October 11th, by the way.
hey, I can't wait.
Yeah, I need to hug you. I need a moment
Yeah,
where
we're
I
gonna
can
go. We're
hug
gonna
you
go hang
because
out.
you are everything.
Yeah, oh,
When it
thank
comes
you.
to your music that has not been released yet, in those that the songs you've written early on, do you feel like you can still release them now with this new presence, new mindset, new thought process you may have towards the songs or even how you're feeling about particular things?
I think so. You know how they do. You have like the old school concerts where you will have like a Ashanti Maya. You
Yeah, yeah,
have a
yeah.
crowd that they want to go back. they want to be there. They want to go back and remember those times when it was nostalgic, or when they heard their first song, they was in high school or about to graduate. I think there is a time in place for those records, because people do like to go back and revisit when they were graduating, or when they was dating this numb nut, or I was like, oh, I remember I
Yeah.
was dating this guy called Tyrone.
Yeah.
And it is when you hang out with your friends, and you want to go to these concerts with Ashanti. I mean, I still listen to Ashanti, A. Marie. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if they're still doing new music. I'm sure they are, but it is a place for that sound. And I still have music from those days. And I
Mhm.
think I think we could put them out. I think, and I still could do my music here, and I could get off this tour and go jump on a tour with Maya Tweet.
You can.
You know what I mean? I can
You
still do that.
can.
Yes. So
Yes.
it's possible. It's
You,
possible.
and I look forward to seeing it. The reason why I asked is because I feel like even the melodies to how the song sounds have changed from when you
Yeah.
were
Right.
let's go to If I Was Your Girlfriend. Love
Oh
that
yeah.
song. Okay,
Thank
my
you.
rocker song, my song where she just said bump everything. I'm gonna make sure you feel it. Don't know how.
Right.
I think in an interview it said you said that your mom was at the studio or at the music video with you for that
Yeah,
song.
she was. She
I don't know
was.
how. I don't know how.
She
Because
flew in. She was there. It was
because the lyrics would have made my mama walk out. My mom would have been
yeah.
like, you know what, you got this today. I believe in you. I'm gonna go in the
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah. Well,
But it's go ahead, go ahead.
my mom was always a fighter for me, and she managed me. She was a momager when I first
Yeah.
got started in the business. So, and she knew that I had evolved. She never kind of got in the way of me being an artist or my lyric, or because when I was younger, when I first started with Missy, I was singing songs about having an affair, and I had never had an
Mm,
affair in my whole
mm,
life. You know what I mean? It was
yeah.
called Borrowed Time off of my album Make It Hot. And I
Yeah.
had never experienced that, but the way I sung it, you know what I mean? I sung it like
You
I
think
lived
it.
it. You know what I mean? So she never got in the way of the lyrics. Or even Make It Hot. My man, he don't call me anymore. We don't even kiss. Am I his fool? What must I do to keep him loving me? All this love I give, that ain't cool. I didn't write that, but I
Woo!
sung it from the depths of my soul. And my mom was like, "If I mean you're a singer, you're an artist. I
Yes.
trust the process." So she was at the video for If I Was Your Girlfriend, and she was always there. She never said, "Oh, you shouldn't sing that," or "You shouldn't write that." She was always one of my quiet biggest fans, for
I
sure.
love it. I think that, and shout out to all parents that support the babies, support our
Shout
kids and
out.
stuff. Shout out because it's
Yes.
needed. But your
Yes.
sound, it has changed, of course, from that kind of beat, that kind of melody, to
Right.
now where you give me songs like "My Best Step." Love that one
Yes.
off your album cover,
Yes.
girl.
Thank
Um,
you.
I love your songs. I love "Piece of Me." I love "Do It Again." All of these different music that is from
Yeah.
like 2016, I think, to now.
Right.
It hits different than how it
Hmm.
was back then.
Yeah, you know what? I remember that you now that you're saying that, I remember having a meeting after my first album, Make It Hot, and we were in this big office in New York, and everybody was sitting around the table. We were talking about my new album, and they asked, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want a live sounding. I want." Because I know Lauren had came out, and she had that song That Thing, and I was like a
Mhm.
number one fan and an artist, and I was like, I want to have a live sound. And they all kind of looked at me and like laughed, and I was to see, and that's why I still fight, because I have what I was looking for back then. Now I have the live band, the drummer, the bass player, you know what I mean, the
Yeah, yeah.
guitar, the piano. This is what I wanted, and that's what you hear a lot of people say, kind of retro. But the label that I signed to, it was titled Truth and Soul before, with Lee Fields, and now it's titled Big Crown, and they
Mhm.
do L Michaels. I mean, he's hands on. If you go into his studio, it's like you're walking into the past. Like you're in the studio with all these old microphones from like Aretha Franklin sessions in the 70s, or Cher,
Yes,
Sonny and
yes.
Cher. This is what I get. I get to sing with real raw elements, and like gospel church, my roots is what I
Yeah.
always wanted to do. So that's what you hear that's a little different. It's analog. It's like soft. It's analog. It's not like more Pro Tools, the stuff that you was hearing If I Was Your Girlfriend, Make It Hot. That's
Mm.
more Pro Tools and that boom cat with the beat. Like I'm doing now is a real drummer in there playing this drums, a real live drummer
Oh,
and a
that's
guitar
what.
player. You know, we going back to like some Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah,
Shucking
yeah.
Khan and Rufus. This is what I always wanted, and it's because I think it's just my church roots from being a young girl in church and seeing the choir and being in the choir, and then kind of just going from that to just no church, no elements of church in my music, and that's what I wanted to bring back into my music was that the church roots and the choir and all of that, you know, all of the feels that you would get from a gospel song, but it's still being secular music. Because you couldn't do that back in the day. You just couldn't. You
Yeah.
just couldn't. It's gonna be gospel music, and in my household, we listen to Stevie. We might listen to the Clock Sisters, and shout out to the Clock Sisters because I just did my new song. It was dedicated and kind of
Yeah, I
captured
heard it.
from Sunshine. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they need to go. The Clock Sisters need to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They definitely need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for sure.
When they've not only inspired people by way of their music, but also by just how they are, the way they walk, the way their
The way they
energy is, the
walk,
way they just present themselves. It's every level. Like you're not
every
just
level.
getting music, you're getting the full embodiment
Yes,
of God and the armor of God. And it's just something that's a note taking, it's noteworthy. So they deserve
yeah.
all kind of award.
They deserve all the awards, every last
Yes.
one, every. They need their flowers right now.
Yes, right now, right
Yes,
now.
I'm
And
giving them their flowers.
I love that. I love your new sound. I love that it's that live feeling because it feels like we're with you. You know, you're taking us on a journey in the studio with
Right.
you. I hear every part. I hear every sound, and I feel like it's eclectic. It is. It is different. Are we going to get more of that when it comes to your new music?
Oh yeah, we're gonna still bring some hip hop elements in there, but it's definitely gonna be live. It's gonna be funky. It's gonna be healing. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be all that you want it to be. Cause that's who I am. I am still hip hop. I'm jazz. I'm soul. I'm R&B. I'm church. I got it all.
You don't
And
label
as long as
yourself
I
as one thing.
right, as long as I got breath in my lungs, I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna write it, and I'm gonna give it to you. Just how I give it to you raw.
Amen. Listen, I'm with it. I'm down for the journey. I'm down for it. And I
Thank
can't
you.
wait for you to bring it to Nashville on the 11th. Are you
Oh, I
excited?
cannot wait. I don't know when the last time I've been to Nashville. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. I know
Yeah,
that you've been to Nashville before. You're not new to Nashville. You know the sounds
right.
here. But
Yeah.
October the 11th, you're going to be here. I believe at Fog Street, and I'm ready for it. What do you hope that the fans take away from this concert? What do you want them to be able to take with them as they prepare and listen and take pictures? What's the walk away?
I'm real. I'm not fake.
It's the end of the interview. I'm done with y'all, and that's it. And that was it. We can all go home now.
Renee.
We can all go home. Bye bye. Go ahead. Woo! Okay, I'm real. I'm not fake. You got to give me more on that. I love that. You got to give me more on
Yeah,
that.
well, you know, I don't doubt that music is gonna always be music. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to a good friend of mine, and she says some of these girls sound like they just in the tub singing with a glass of wine, with the bubbles coming out of the tub. And I was like,
Yes.
some people might like that, but me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it to you raw, real, untouched. I don't even sing with any ears, and everybody keeps asking
Wow.
me. I don't sing, and I've never sung with any ears, and I want to try them, but everybody
Mhm.
said try them out and see how you feel. Like I want to feel, I want to hear it. I want people to hear it how I'm hearing and how I feel, because they say
Yeah.
when you put the inner ears in, they're in everything is in your ears. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle that. And I've heard Michael Jackson. I've heard Michael Jackson didn't really use inner ears like that as well. And I think I'm a real singer. I'm a true singer, and that's when I say I'm not fake. Everything about me is real. Everything that my story is real. The way I look is real. The way I feel, what I write is real, and that's what I'm saying when I say I'm real and I'm not fake. I'm bringing everything that I got.
I
Period.
just I I
I won't be singing in no tub with no bubbles and no wine. I'm gonna tell you that now.
I might have the glass of wine after we're
After, yeah,
done.
after
After
we
we're
done,
done, but not
after we're done,
during. I'm not
not
gonna sit
during.
there and sip it. No, 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 no. I'm excited. I'm excited for you to come. I'm excited for the new music, and I'm happy that you found happiness.
Thank you. I'm happy too. I am
Yeah,
so happy. Trust me. Whoa, the journey.
it
But
takes it.
my brother always said, why they put the mirror in the rear view. Sometimes you got to look back. Sometimes you have
Mm,
to look back to see where you're going.
yeah, yeah,
And sometimes I don't want to. I don't live in the past, but sometimes you got to kind of like, oh, and then sometimes you get reminded of, oh, that's a feeling I remember. I got to shake that off. I got to get from around here because
yeah.
this ain't gonna take me nowhere. So sometimes you got to look back to see where you're going.
And you know what? When I see where you're going, it's from my perspective as a fan, I just see it doing nothing but going further and further. You are
Yeah.
an incredible artist. And I know that we've given some gems and some advice already. You've dropped them all the way down, but I gotta ask, of course, new school people coming in, brand new baby, into this
Mm-hmm.
industry. What
Right.
is your advice to them? How do they not have a bad experience? How do they figure out the good experience? How do they not deal with the naysayers? What is your go-to advice for babies in this game?
I think for the babies in this game, I think you need to be true to yourself. Understand it's the music business, it's not your family. It's the music business. It's music and business, okay? You put in what you're gonna get out. Always if the one door closed, there's gonna be another one. And just stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself and your gut feeling. If you have a gut feeling, go on that gut feeling.
Mm.
If the situation is right for you, it's right for you. If it's not, then it's not. Don't feel like you're burning a bridge. If it's not right for you, you want to be comfortable, you want to get where you need to go. Just stay true to yourself. Don't be faking out here. Just stay true to yourself. Come in the game real. And so you can go to sleep at night. Because a lot of
That's the
artists don't
thing.
get no sleep at night. You want to go
Yeah,
to sleep at
decisions
night.
you make,
Yeah.
can last you
Decisions you
for a
make.
lifetime.
Right. Yep.
I just I don't know. Tithes and offering again. I want that to be collected at the end. And can you tell
Amen.
them, right? Amen.
Amen.
Tell them how they can continue connecting with you and getting more of your music. What is a way to stay in touch with you?
I am on Instagram, Lady Nicole Wray, Facebook, Lady Nicole Wray, Wray. Streaming platforms, same Lady Ray, Lady Wray. And I'm about to do a gang of shows coming near you. I'm about to do
Mm-hmm.
a American tour starting in September, and then I'll be jumping back in November. I'll take a break to be with my family, and then I'll be starting back up in November. So, and you can find me on Instagram. You can see everything on Instagram, and I have a web page too. I think is www.ladyray.com.
All right.
I hope
Y'all
that's
follow
right.
her. You can either way, they're gonna be able to find you. They can't
They
miss
will.
you.
Right.
Listen, your light, your energy, your smile, your style, your singing, all of it can't be missed. So they got you. And when I tell
Oh.
y'all October the 11th, be there, get your ticket, run, get your ticket. I'm gonna get mine. And get ready for a real, raw, authentic. Ooh, authentic. That's the word. That's what we
Authentic.
need. Yes, and
Yes.
truly soulful, funky, R&B, pop, all of them.
Yes.
Jazz with it. Get
Yes.
ready for an experience you cannot forget because Lady Ray, that's what she gives. She is hot, keeps it hot, and always gives you what you need. I freaking love you. Okay.
Oh, I love you.
Again for
Thank
the
you,
15th time.
Ebony.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
thank you. Stop. I
We're
gotta
gonna
tell
hang
you,
out. We're
thank
definitely gonna
you.
hang out.
Please. When I
We
tell you, when
will.
we do, don't get mad when I start crying. You're gonna be like, why the hell is this bitch crying like
We're gonna be crying
24/7?
together. We're gonna definitely be crying. I'm a big cry. I see you cry. I'm gonna start crying.
Man, they're gonna be like, the lashes, bump the hair. I'm
Lashes.
gonna just sit here and cry. I truly am inspired by you. Thank you for showing what a real fighter is. And y'all,
Oh.
that's another episode of R&B Vibes right here on 92Q.